In the 21st century, the world has grown accustomed to low-intensity conflicts, but there are still regions where a single spark could ignite a global blaze. India and Pakistan, two nuclear powers living side by side, exist in a state of fragile tension, teetering on the edge of conflict. Recently, military clashes along the line of control, LOC, between India and Pakistan have raised serious concerns. Instability in this region has long simmered like a slow-burning flame. Operation Sindoor was a limited military response by India targeting terrorist camps inside Pakistani territory, following the deadly attack in Pahalgam. Yes, it was seen as a firm move, sending a strong message about New Delhi's stance on cross-border threats. Pakistan responds with Operation Bunyanun Marsus, destroys India's BrahMos missile arsenal, holds nuclear response meeting, and what happens next? Who will be the final winner? Comment your predictions below in the comments section. But first, let's do some analysis to get an overview and objective perspective. A nation's strength rests on 5 core pillars: population and demographics, economic power, defense capability, international alliances, and global image. Do you agree with us? In this video, we'll compare the two countries along these 5 dimensions. This is part of our Asia series, where we want to better understand the weird and unpredictable things about these countries, especially these two South Asian nuclear powers, India and Pakistan. If you're as curious about India and Pakistan as we are, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any thought-provoking stories. Let's start with the first pillar: population and demographics. India is now the most populous country in the world, overtaking China with over 1.438 billion people. But what draws global attention isn't just the number, it's the youth, dynamic, tech-savvy, and potentially the greatest development engine. 65% of India's population is under the age of 35. This is the so-called demographic dividend, a golden window where a young workforce can drive rapid innovation and growth, especially in AI, software, and fintech. What about Pakistan? Though it has a population nearing 248 million, it faces high illiteracy rates, low-quality education, and an under-integrated youth that struggles to find global economic opportunities. Unemployment and radicalization among the poor are on the rise. In Pakistan, poverty and a lack of educational infrastructure have left more than 26 million children out of school, creating a serious education crisis. Some parents think that their children should work in the fields. They think that they can earn money faster than going to school. We have to go door to door to convince them that education is important and has lasting value, said Rukhsar Amna, principal of Roshan School, a non-profit educational institution. What does this mean? While India is training coders, AI engineers, and startup founders, many young Pakistanis are at risk of being pulled into extremist networks due to lack of opportunity. Next is the economy, the pillar that funds salaries, buys weapons, and sustains power. According to IMF forecasts, India will achieve a great feat by 2025, becoming the world's 4th largest economy by nominal GDP. India is currently the world's 5th largest economy, according to the 2024 rankings, but is expected to surpass Japan to rise to the 4th position in the list of the world's 10 largest economies, with a nominal GDP of $4.34 trillion. In 2024, the gross domestic product, GDP, in current prices in Pakistan was approximately $373.08 billion US dollars, fluctuating rise between 1980 and 2024. A total increase by approximately $334.46 billion US dollars can be seen between 1980 and 2024. This increase, however, did not happen continuously. Why? Because India has moved to a service economy, while Pakistan remains dependent on agriculture. There are 9 Indian companies in the Fortune 500. Pakistan? None. Their largest company is a state-run oil company, and many of their large businesses are controlled by the military. India exports software, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, machinery, and cars. Pakistan relies mainly on textiles, which make up 60% of total exports and depend heavily on cotton, a water-intensive crop. If India suspended the Indus Water Treaty, Pakistan's exports could collapse. India created a pro-growth environment over the past 30 years. Pakistan, on the other hand, invested in foreign proxy wars, supporting the US in training mujahideen in Afghanistan, which eventually evolved into the Taliban and TTP, groups now destabilizing Pakistan itself. Pakistan has strained ties with nearly all its neighbors, India, Afghanistan, and Iran. Let's move to the third pillar, military strength. Some countries have an army. In Pakistan, the army has a country. Pakistan's military has never won a war, but it's never lost an election either. It holds near absolute power over national politics. In numbers, India has 1.4 million active personnel. Pakistan has 660,000. India's defense budget is $80 billion, 8 times Pakistan's. But both countries possess roughly 170 nuclear warheads, making direct confrontation extremely dangerous. India has qualitative and quantitative advantages across the Army, Air Force, and Navy. It has over 4,000 tanks versus Pakistan's 2,000. India flies fourth and fourth-point 5th-generation fighter jets. Pakistan operates F-16s, and China made JF-17s. Pakistan's Navy is primarily coastal defense. India's Navy projects power from the Strait of Malacca to the Persian Gulf. Even Somali pirates fear Indian naval patrols. The fourth pillar, alliances. Power doesn't just come from within. In a volatile world, your strength depends on who stands behind you. India is part of Quad, a strategic group countering Chinese influence in the Indo-Pacific, and BRICS, representing emerging economies. Ironically, India still hasn't secured a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. And Pakistan, though isolated by many Western powers, it maintains close ties with 2 influential allies, China and Turkey. China has invested billions into the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, in exchange for strategic positioning near the Indian Ocean. Let's not forget, whenever conflict brews with India, China publicly affirms, "We stand with Pakistan." This dynamic keeps the regional balance in constant flux. Meanwhile, US-India relations have warmed but remain complex. The question is, in times of real conflict, would the US actually defend India or simply call for restraint? Yes, we also witnessed the destructive power of the world's top fighter jets, such as the US F-16, Russia's MiG, and their effectiveness in real combat when intercepting and protecting airspace from famous air defense systems such as the S-400, as well as seeing more clearly the mobility of modern warfare with many generations of drones. The fifth and final pillar, global image. This last pillar may be the most underestimated, but perhaps the most powerful, a nation's image in the eyes of the world. India is emerging as a tech power, a vibrant democracy, and a global innovation hub. From software and AI to space exploration, the name India is increasingly associated with progress. Pakistan, unfortunately, continues to be viewed through the lens of terrorism, debt, and military dominance over civilian government. The killing of Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad shattered Pakistan's credibility worldwide. Even aid agencies are increasingly hesitant to invest in Pakistan, fearing that funds will benefit military-backed institutions instead of the population. And this is why, in modern warfare, bullets may break bodies, but a broken reputation can destroy trust. All-out nuclear war may not be the most likely scenario, but limited conflict and dangerous escalation, those are constant threats. Nuclear deterrence may balance power, but it's also a double-edged sword. In the 21st century, one miscalculation could plunge the world into darkness. This isn't just South Asia's problem. It's a matter of survival for humanity. The India-Pakistan conflict, if it ever turns hot, won't just be a battle between two nations. It will be a clash between two development models, openness versus control, democracy versus militarism, progress versus self-destruction. And in that battle, the most powerful weapon may not be nuclear, but global credibility.